Hi friends, welcome back to the Share Report, and to all the new subscribers, welcome, and to those who have been with me for a while, thank you so much for joining again. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe with others so we can get the message out and get to work. So I'm gonna start this video off. I did another video last week or so, and I had asked a different question just to get people to thinking. I'm gonna ask another question as well. So what does BLM, the Patriot Act, and the Inflation Reduction Bill that they just passed into law a couple weeks ago all have in common? So you're probably thinking, okay, they all have something in common. I'm not sure. They all deal with different things. I'm only going to touch on each of them just very briefly, but I'm going to spend time on one of them a little bit more and then put it all together just so that you can think about it. So all three of them have in common, well, all three of these different things have in common is that they all are a misnomer. They're all misinformation. They all do not mean what their names represent. For instance, BLM stands for Black Lives Matter. They do not care for Black lives. They don't even care what happens to Black people who do Black on Black crime. They don't care about all the aborted babies that get aborted, Black babies that get aborted every single year. They only just care about building mansions or buying mansions and getting money and spreading Marxism and hate towards white people. So BLM does not stand for Black Lives Matter. It's actually a misnomer. Okay, so think about the Patriot Act. Patriot Act sounds so patriotic, like, oh, you know, they care about us patriots, care about the American citizens. And it actually was passed under George Bush prior to Obama. Well, the Patriot Act is also a misnomer. It doesn't mean anything patriotic. It actually means to spy on American citizens and actually violating your Fourth Amendment right. So we'll talk about that in different video, but I want you to think about it. BLM doesn't mean doesn't stand for Black Lives Matter. Patriot Act does not care about patriotism. It's actually spying on American citizens. And then last but not least, the Inflation Reduction Bill is not reducing inflation by any means. It's actually spending more money and putting money where it doesn't belong or where it needs to be, and it's actually going a large percentage of that money that they're spending, over upwards to $700 billion worth of money, and a large percentage of it, like half of it, goes towards energy and climate change. And what does that encompass? Over almost $4 billion worth of that goes towards it. So basically, it's actually a climate change bill that they renamed or misnomered, saying that it's going to reduce inflation, when actually they're putting it towards an agenda to force everybody by 2035, just like Canada and other countries, saying by 2035, everybody's going to be should be driving electric vehicles, and then to cut back on carbon, which we'll talk about that soon. So that's what all three of them have in common. They put these fancy titles on things and fool the average person who doesn't research or know any better. And then they're like, oh yeah, let's pass the Patriot Act, when all of a sudden you're being spied on by your government. It was supposed to be taken away, but Obama kept it going, and he was the next one in line. So there you go. And then BLM, as you know, they're spending tons of money not caring about people that look like me. They couldn't care less about me. And then the Inflation Reduction Act, it affects every single one of us, and they're going to keep asking for more and more money. And you know whose pockets this benefits? The climate change agenda, this energy agenda. It affects those people who are involved in climate change, like people who produce electric vehicles like Tesla, GM, and other places like Ford that are going to be involved in the energy type thing. So it's benefiting corporations and not you. So I want you to think about that a whole lot. Why they name these bills or these things or these organizations, these names, and they don't even represent anything. So that's what all three of them have in common: misnomers, misinformation. They don't mean anything that they're saying within the bills and the organization. So I wanted to pass that along with you. Share this video, subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another video talking about a lot of different things that's happening. Let's all get on board and get on work. And thanks for joining. See you next time.